Mind Clutter. It is myOrganized.life live January 7th, 2019. May all acquaintance be forgotten. We're here. Happy New Year.
Welcome back.
We are back.
Gosh, it's been...
Did anybody miss us?
No.
Cheap. They probably think we're still on vacation.
Probably. Well, we took a longer time because you were sick.
I got sick, so we couldn't do the farewell to 2018.
We actually missed, 4 shows because of your illness?
My illness. This is the way this show works. And this show is myOrganized.life live. I'm John Hunt.
And I'm Leanne Thompson.
This is the show where we give you organizing tips, advice, and we're coming up on 1 year of doing this. Can you believe that? Was it February 19th? Or somewhere in February, right?
Somewhere around there.
One month away.
Yeah.
But we always said we will do this show Monday through Friday, 2 Central, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, if we're here.
If we're here. And
right? Sometimes we have vacation.
Yes.
Sometimes we get sick. Not very often. It's like the first time I've been sick in a long time.
Yeah, I know.
I think I was just bragging to someone like a week before.
I
haven't taken 2 sick days,
you texted me, I stay home again.
On the couch, 3 days.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway, how was your break though?
Oh, it was good. I'm kind of glad. I don't know why. I'm kind of glad 2018 is over. Don't ask me why. I don't have it. But I'm kind of looking forward to a new 2019.
Yep, me too.
New, fresh. I don't know. We get these, goals and all that stuff that our crowd loves. It is.
It's NAPO Go Month. Get
organized now.
Right.
Yes. So don't procrastinate.
No.
But we should get into what we're going to talk about today, which is mind clutter. Now that's kind of because clutter, we know in general keeps us from being organized, whether it's physical clutter. Yep. But mind clutter. Especially when you're this time of year when you're thinking about setting goals and what you want to do and staying focused, mind clutter can really
bog you down.
Yes.
You've got to kind of get it out.
But we have a solution for you because we did a podcast on this a while back with Linda Samuels.
Time ago.
Yes. Number 50.
50.
Our podcast now we're almost at 250. So it's almost 200 episodes
shows ago. Wow.
We're in our 6th year of doing the podcast. That's pretty crazy.
Yes, it is.
But anyway, Linda Samuels, we had, 3 success steps for being organized?
Yeah, something like that.
But this was just one little piece of that. If you go to smead.com/podcast, scroll way down because it's number 50.
Yes.
Click on Linda Samuels' picture there. And we're just going to play a little clip from that one where we talk about mind clutter and how she suggests dealing with it.
Right.
So let's watch that right now.
So one of the things that happens with organizing and our thoughts is that our thoughts, we talk about clutter, right? A lot of times when we talk about organizing, the word clutter comes up. So I think of the word mind clutter. And if our mind is cluttered with thoughts, then it's hard to move past that. So part of an essential of getting organized is handling that mind clutter. And there are lots of ways to doing that. One technique is you could do what I call a brain download. Okay, we do computer downloads, but our brains are very much like that. And simply the way to do that is you can write a list. You can, if you're an auditory learner, you can speak into a voice recorder, but you want to get all of those thoughts that are running around your brain. I'm sure it happens to you. It happens to all of us. It happens to me, to get them out. And then once they're out, you can organize them in a way. So that's one idea.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what does that container look like that you do it? But it could be a pad of paper, right? Like you said, it could be an audio recorder. So there's a lot of different ways you can bring it out.
Sure. For myself personally, I use a bunch of things. I don't use the audio recorder, but I do use paper, actual, pen and paper. But I also use an electronic device to help me to do it. You can do it on a computer. It doesn't matter. You just want it out of this part.
Right.
Okay. Another thing is you want to clarify your priorities. That's part of that mind clutter. We have all these things going on. So what's important? So in that process, you want to think of both the big picture and then also think of both the short and long-term things, how those fit into it. So that's part of those thoughts. And when you once get your thoughts out of your mind, you can start to organize them into these categories. That helps.
Now let's stop on there for a second. So you say short-term, long-term. Are you talking about maybe creating another piece of paper with columns, or on your electronic version of that? Is like putting them in buckets? What's let's talk about that a little bit more.
It's interesting. Again, there isn't one way to do it. Some people, if you like to write, then having them in lists on paper is great. Some people use giant Post-it notes and have, color code the Post-it notes on a big wall. It really doesn't matter how you do it, but you want to do it in a way that you can access and manipulate to then move you along in whatever process that you're doing, whatever you're trying to accomplish.
Would you think that prioritizing comes in yet, or are we not to that piece where you're maybe grouping importance or level?
You could be at that point. Again, you have to capture the ideas before you can prioritize them. So it's really capturing them, getting them out, and then you can start to move them around in the buckets or the lists or the Post-its or however you want to handle it.
Okay.
Good ideas.
Yes, and it doesn't matter what your container is, whether
record
it's
them,
record it, write it down, and again, if you want to go see that entire podcast, just go to smead.com/podcast, number 50. And
she always is full of good
Linda
tips.
is great.
Yes.
Linda is great. Okay, so there we go. We got through day one of 2019.
Yes, we did.
And we won't even look very far.
No.
Even though now, because one of your New Year's resolutions was to have the calendar in the studio, and
was that one of my resolutions? I didn't recall doing
that.
There
it is. I could tell you tomorrow.
When you were gone for a zillion days,
yes.
I was so productive. I got so much done. Yeah. I have the calendar right here.
Well, according to the calendar, tomorrow we're going to talk about organizing the family calendar. That is a great one, especially, New Year, routines change a little bit.
Yep.
So you want to see that tomorrow. We'll be back here 2 p.m. Central, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. It is myOrganized.life live. Get organized now at myOrganized.life. Need to turn those piles into files? We've got you covered. Hundreds of organizing products in a dazzling array of colors and sizes. There's an organizing solution for you. Shop online and they're delivered right to your office. Get organized now. Go to myOrganized.life. That's myOrganized.life. Get organized now at myOrganized.life.